Have you ever wondered why a simple step off the curb suddenly feels uncertain? Or why reaching for something in the cabinet makes you instinctively grab the counter? What if the real cause of your balance issues isn't age, but what's on your plate? These subtle moments, a hesitation while walking, a wobble in the kitchen, aren't random. They're warning signals. Your body isn't betraying you. It's trying to protect you. And for nearly 99% of seniors, these signals aren't just about growing older. They point to something deeper and more preventable. The everyday foods you're eating. The shocking part? They're not rare, exotic, or obviously harmful. They're the very snacks you know and love. The ones you've trusted for years. Foods you likely have in your pantry right now. I remember my grandmother Rose. She was always strong and steady, walking briskly every morning through her garden. But with time, those confident steps turned into slow, cautious shuffles. Doctors said it was aging, but we found something else. Hidden dietary triggers quietly robbing her of balance and confidence. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 5 common foods that may be undermining your stability. Foods that could be placing you at risk of a fall, an injury, or even permanent loss of independence. But this video isn't just a warning. It's also a solution. Because when you know what to avoid and what to replace, you gain back more than just strength. You gain freedom. You gain confidence. You regain the ability to move through your day with purpose and without fear. Watch until the very end. I'll share not only what foods to cut out, but also the specific steps you can take today to protect your balance and walk with renewed confidence. Because your next stride shouldn't be cautious. It should be empowered. Before we begin, I'd truly appreciate it if you liked this video. It helps us reach more people who need this information. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos like this one. If this topic speaks to you, comment 1 below. If you feel it's not relevant yet, comment 0. Your feedback helps me improve what I share. Now let's get started. Food number 1. Sugary snacks and desserts. The sweet treats that seem harmless, the ones that bring comfort or a nostalgic taste of childhood, may be quietly throwing off your equilibrium. There's something almost universal about the comfort of a warm, gooey chocolate chip cookie fresh from the oven. A creamy slice of cheesecake or a bowl of ice cream after dinner can feel like the reward at the end of a long day. These sweet treats often hold more than flavor. They carry emotion, linked to childhood memories, celebrations, or quiet evenings with loved ones. But here's what most people don't realize. Behind the nostalgic sweetness of these desserts lies a hidden danger to your stability. It's not just about cavities or weight gain. It's about your balance, your ability to move safely and confidently. Consuming sugary snacks and desserts in excess sets off a chain reaction within the body. And that reaction doesn't just stay in your bloodstream. It starts with rapid spikes in blood glucose. And over time, this pattern fuels chronic inflammation throughout the body. That inflammation quietly begins to impact systems we often take for granted, especially the vestibular system, the delicate and vital network in your inner ear that helps you stay upright, oriented, and steady. This system relies on tiny, sensitive, hair-like cells that detect subtle movements of your head and body. They send signals to your brain to help you stay balanced. But when inflammation disrupts this mechanism, which sugar consumption contributes to, those signals become distorted. You might begin to notice dizziness, unexpected disorientation, or even a subtle but persistent sense of instability. A 2019 study published in the Journal of Gerontology, Medical Sciences found something striking. Older adults with diets high in added sugars were 30% more likely to report difficulty with balance. More alarming, they also experienced a significantly higher rate of falls compared to their peers who consumed less sugar. And the damage doesn't stop at the inner ear. Sugar also undermines the health of your muscles. Over time, a diet high in sugar speeds up sarcopenia, the natural age-related decline in muscle mass and strength. This condition is already a major challenge for seniors, and sugar only accelerates its progression, further eroding the core strength and coordination your body needs to maintain balance and prevent dangerous falls. Think about that for a moment. A dessert here, a sweet snack there. It may feel innocent, but it could be silently chipping away at the very systems that keep you steady on your feet. Let's now take a closer look at the second food that could be compromising your balance more than you think. Strong legs, stable hips, and a firm core aren't just about mobility. They form the foundation that keeps you upright, balanced, and safe with every step. These muscle groups work in harmony to help you navigate uneven sidewalks, recover from sudden missteps, and move confidently through daily life. But here's what many seniors don't realize. Sugar quietly sabotages this foundation. Excess sugar intake accelerates muscle breakdown by increasing insulin resistance, which interferes with the body's ability to absorb and utilize protein effectively. That means your muscles aren't getting the building blocks they need to stay strong or recover after use. As muscle strength diminishes, your ability to stay balanced weakens. But the trouble doesn't stop with muscle. Too much sugar can also disrupt nerve signaling, which is critical for quick reflexes and postural adjustments. When the brain's communication with the muscles slows down, your body becomes less responsive to shifts in movement or direction. Have you ever felt unsure just turning your head quickly or stepping off a curb? That momentary hesitation can become a real danger. Let me share a real example. Margaret, a 74-year-old retiree, had always adored sweets. Her nightly ritual, a generous bowl of vanilla ice cream drizzled with chocolate syrup, was her way of unwinding. But over time, she began experiencing odd symptoms. She'd feel dizzy turning to greet friends at her book club. Climbing stairs started to feel unsteady. Walking her dog brought a strange sensation of imbalance, like the ground beneath her was unreliable. Margaret decided to seek guidance and met with a nutritionist. To her surprise, she learned that her beloved dessert routine could be a significant factor in her balance problems. Determined to take control of her health, she swapped the ice cream for a homemade smoothie, frozen berries, Greek yogurt, and just a drizzle of honey. Within just a few weeks, Margaret began to notice meaningful changes. Her thoughts felt clearer, her steps steadier, and her confidence started to return. Her story reflects what research continues to confirm. Reducing sugar doesn't just improve lab numbers. It can lower inflammation, sharpen nerve function, and boost muscle coordination, all of which are vital for restoring and maintaining balance. So, what's the takeaway? Instead of reaching for sugary snacks or processed desserts, aim for naturally sweet, nutrient-rich alternatives. Berries are a wonderful choice. Not only are they delicious, but they're also packed with antioxidants that support brain health and fight inflammation, two key factors in staying steady and strong. Blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries aren't just delicious. They're some of nature's most powerful defenders of your balance and brain health. These vibrant berries are packed with antioxidants, particularly anthocyanins, which actively fight inflammation and help protect the delicate nerve cells within your vestibular system. That system, located in your inner ear, is vital to maintaining equilibrium. When it's supported, your sense of balance becomes stronger and more reliable. Just 1 cup of blueberries can offer impressive health benefits, delivering a rich source of fiber, vitamin C, and manganese, nutrients that are essential for both nerve signaling and healthy muscle function. It's incredible to think that something as simple as a bowl of berries could have such a powerful impact on your daily stability. And if you're looking for something a little indulgent, there's good news. A small square of dark chocolate, ideally 70% cocoa or higher, can be a smart addition. Dark chocolate contains flavonoids, which have been shown to improve blood flow to the brain and reduce inflammation, without sending your blood sugar soaring. It's a satisfying treat that supports both cognitive clarity and balance. Making the transition away from sugar-laden snacks doesn't mean giving up satisfaction. You can get creative and still enjoy dessert. For example, blend frozen berries with unsweetened Greek yogurt and a splash of almond milk to create a rich, protein-packed smoothie. This simple combination curbs cravings while keeping your blood sugar steady and your energy stable. Want an extra boost? Add a pinch of cinnamon. Not only does it elevate the flavor, but it also has properties that help regulate glucose levels naturally. If you prefer something baked, try whipping up a batch of homemade oatmeal cookies. Instead of white sugar, sweeten them with mashed banana or a small drizzle of real maple syrup. Include anti-inflammatory additions like chopped walnuts or chia seeds to support joint and nerve health. These alternatives aren't just replacements. They're intentional steps toward protecting your mobility, your clarity of mind, and your independence. Here's your action step. This week, choose to swap out just one sugary snack or dessert with a fruit-based option. It could be a bowl of fresh berries left on the counter for quick access, or slices of apple paired with a spoonful of almond butter. For extra staying power, pair your fruit with a handful of nuts or a dollop of protein-rich Greek yogurt. As you begin this shift, start paying attention to the small but meaningful differences in how you feel. Do you notice more steady energy, clearer thinking, a bit more confidence in your stride? It might help to jot down these changes in a journal so you can track the quiet improvements in balance and well-being, because even one better snack choice can be a turning point toward a stronger, safer future. Paying close attention to how you feel after meals, particularly in terms of steadiness and energy, can help you draw a clear connection between what you eat and how balanced you feel. These personal observations are powerful. They help reinforce how deeply food influences your mobility and independence. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please take a moment to comment the number 1 below. That simple gesture lets me know you're still with me on this important journey. I truly appreciate the time you're spending here with me. Now, let's talk about the second major offender: processed carbohydrates. Think of the everyday staples you might be relying on: white bread, pasta, bagels, crackers, and packaged snack foods. They're often chosen for their convenience, their soft texture, or the comfort of routine. A warm, toasted bagel with cream cheese in the morning, or a steaming plate of spaghetti in the evening, may feel like harmless comfort food. But beneath the surface, these processed carbs can quietly sabotage your balance in ways you may not expect. The problem lies in how these foods behave once inside your body. Refined carbohydrates are rapidly converted into simple sugars, causing blood glucose levels to spike sharply, just like eating candy or sugary desserts. But unlike sweets, the harm they cause is often less obvious and more easily overlooked. Over time, those sugar surges fuel chronic inflammation, which damages your nervous system's ability to coordinate muscle activity and maintain spatial awareness. And it doesn't stop there. This inflammation also targets your peripheral nerves, especially those in the feet, ankles, and legs. These nerves are critical for proprioception, which is your body's built-in GPS. It allows you to sense where you are in space and make countless micro-adjustments to stay upright, balanced, and confident as you move. But when these nerves are inflamed or dulled, even simple activities like stepping off a curb or walking across a tiled floor can become unexpectedly risky. Have you ever felt slightly off while walking across gravel, or unsteady while stepping onto a bus? That might not be just getting older. It could be impaired proprioception caused by years of consuming refined carbs. What makes this even more concerning is that processed carbohydrates are usually stripped of the very nutrients your body needs to support balance: vitamins like B6 and B12, magnesium, and fiber. During the refining process, these nutrients are removed, leaving behind empty calories that do more harm than good. Your body needs more than just calories to stay upright and steady. It needs the right nutrients working together in harmony. Among the most critical are B vitamins, particularly B1, thiamine, B6, pyridoxine, and B12, cobalamin. These are essential for proper nerve function and muscle coordination, acting like messengers between your brain and your muscles. Magnesium also plays a key role, supporting both muscle strength and relaxation. When your diet lacks these foundational nutrients, especially due to processed carbs that have been stripped of them, your leg and core muscles become slower to respond. At the same time, your nervous system finds it harder to send the clear, timely signals needed for balance. A compelling study published in Aging Research Reviews in 2023 found that older adults who consumed high amounts of refined carbohydrates had a 28% greater risk of falls. The primary reasons? Weakened muscle integrity and poor nerve signaling, both consequences of dietary imbalance. This isn't a distant, abstract risk. It's a daily, tangible threat that quietly chips away at your confidence to walk, turn, or even stand without fear. Another layer to this story involves insulin resistance, which often develops from consistent intake of processed carbs. Insulin resistance doesn't just affect blood sugar. It restricts blood flow to the brain and inner ear, two critical areas that govern balance and orientation. As a result, you might experience lightheadedness, dizziness, or that unsettling sense of disorientation when rising from a chair or shifting direction. And these symptoms can creep in gradually, making them easy to dismiss, until they lead to a dangerous fall. Take John, for example, a 72-year-old retiree who cherished his morning ritual, a warm white bagel with a generous layer of cream cheese. It was familiar, comforting, and quick. But during a community fitness class, John encountered a wake-up call. He couldn't maintain his balance during a one-legged stance. His ankles trembled, and he had to grab onto a chair for support. After a conversation with his physical therapist, it became clear that his diet, rich in processed carbs, might be compromising his stability. Motivated to change, John swapped out his bagel for a bowl of steel-cut oats, topped with sliced almonds and vibrant fresh fruit. For lunch, he began experimenting with quinoa-based salads and other whole grains. Just a few weeks into his new routine, John noticed subtle but meaningful improvements. His legs felt firmer, his steps more purposeful, and his confidence returned. He could complete the balance test with ease. That simple shift in his morning routine transformed not just his diet, but his overall stability and confidence. John's story is a powerful reminder that what we put on our plates can directly affect how securely we stand on our feet. When we nourish the body with intention, we support its strength from the inside out. So, what's the solution? Start by replacing refined, processed carbohydrates with whole grains that offer steady energy, essential vitamins, and anti-inflammatory benefits. Unlike their refined counterparts, these complex carbs break down slowly, keeping blood sugar levels stable and reducing inflammation, two key factors in maintaining proper balance and muscle control. Whole grains like quinoa, brown rice, buckwheat, oats, and farro are excellent choices. They're rich in B vitamins, magnesium, and fiber, all of which help support nerve health, preserve muscle integrity, and enhance blood sugar regulation. Just half a cup of cooked quinoa, for instance, provides about 2 milligrams of magnesium, 0.1 milligrams of vitamin B6, and over 2.5 grams of fiber, all crucial for maintaining equilibrium and coordination. Begin your day with a nourishing bowl of oatmeal. Top it with sliced almonds, a drizzle of honey, and a handful of blueberries, and you've got a brain-boosting, muscle-supporting breakfast that keeps you fueled well into the morning. For lunch or dinner, experiment with a vibrant quinoa salad, roasted vegetables, creamy chickpeas, and a zesty lemon tahini dressing. Bring flavor and nutritional depth to the table. If pasta is your comfort food, consider switching to whole grain or lentil-based options. They pack more fiber and protein, offering not just a better texture, but a more stable body in motion. These substitutions aren't about deprivation. They're about empowerment. You're still enjoying hearty, flavorful meals, but now they're working for you, not against you. Action step: This week, make it your goal to swap at least one processed carb meal or snack with a wholesome, whole grain alternative. Stock up your kitchen with staples like quinoa, brown rice, and hearty whole grain breads. Explore new recipes, like a savory brown rice stir-fry loaded with colorful vegetables and lean protein, that make the transition not just manageable, but delicious. Bake a batch of whole grain muffins using mashed bananas for natural sweetness, and you'll be surprised how something so simple can support your balance and energy. As you weave these choices into your daily life, pay attention to the quiet changes: improved strength, sharper coordination, and a steadier walk. They're proof that what we eat truly becomes how we move through the world. Now, let's talk about food 3. Excessive sodium, an often overlooked but powerful contributor to balance issues. Sodium hides in places many seniors wouldn't suspect: a seemingly innocent handful of potato chips, a comforting bowl of canned soup, or a few slices of processed deli meats. These staples may feel convenient or nostalgic, but they're silently disrupting the very systems that keep you steady. How does sodium do this? Its impact on the body is layered, hitting multiple physiological systems crucial for maintaining equilibrium. When you consume too much sodium, your body tries to correct the imbalance by retaining water. This excess fluid doesn't just sit quietly. It can cause swelling throughout the body, including in the inner ear. And here's where it matters most. Your vestibular system, the sensitive structure deep inside your ear, is responsible for sensing head movements and spatial orientation. When swelling compromises these tiny, intricate structures, the signals they send to the brain become distorted. You may not recognize the disruption right away, but it shows up as dizziness, unexplained vertigo, or a general feeling of being off balance, especially when standing, turning, or rising quickly. But sodium's effects don't stop at the inner ear. It also causes blood vessels to narrow, which increases blood pressure. This constriction limits how much oxygen-rich blood reaches key organs and tissues, including your brain, muscles, and nerves. Reduced oxygen delivery to the brain can cause mental fog, lightheadedness, or that floating sensation when trying to focus. At the same time, insufficient oxygen in your muscles weakens your legs and core, making it harder to stabilize yourself if you trip or stumble. A 2019 study published in the American Journal of Public Health underscored just how serious this issue can be. Older adults with diets high in sodium showed significantly higher rates of dizziness and falls, many of which could have been prevented with dietary adjustments. That means it's not just about seasoning your food, it's about protecting your independence. These aren't just numbers on a chart, they translate into real-world consequences. Seniors who consistently consumed more than 3,000 milligrams of sodium daily faced a staggering 25% higher risk of falls compared to those with more moderate intake. What caused this spike? Researchers pointed to a combination of sodium-induced dizziness and delayed muscle responses brought on by reduced oxygen circulation. The result? A perfect storm for instability. Take Clara, for example, a vibrant 69-year-old retiree who depended on the convenience of canned soups and packaged snacks. Her days were busy, and these quick meals seemed harmless enough. But gradually, Clara noticed she was tripping more often, catching her foot on the living room rug, hesitating at the top of the stairs. At first, she chalked it up to aging, but her doctor suspected something deeper. After reviewing her diet, it became clear. Those canned soups she loved so much were loaded with sodium. Each serving often packed over 800 milligrams. That kind of intake, meal after meal, was affecting her equilibrium. Clara made the switch to low-sodium options and began incorporating more fresh, whole foods. Within just a few weeks, something remarkable happened. Her dizziness began to fade. She felt steadier climbing stairs and more confident on her evening walks. Her sense of control returned, and with it, her peace of mind. But sodium doesn't just affect balance through swelling and blood pressure. It also contributes to dehydration, a lesser-known yet critical factor in physical stability. When sodium levels spike, your body compensates by flushing out water to rebalance electrolytes. That process leads to thicker blood and reduced circulation. And when blood flow slows, so does the delivery of vital nutrients and oxygen to your muscles and nerves, especially those involved in proprioception, your body's ability to understand its position in space. The danger grows over time. Chronic dehydration can leave you feeling drained, foggy, and fatigued. And when your energy is low, your coordination suffers. Suddenly, a simple walk across the kitchen or stepping into the shower becomes a potential hazard. So, what's the fix? Fortunately, lowering sodium intake doesn't mean sacrificing taste. In fact, it opens the door to rediscovering the natural richness of whole foods. Would you like me to continue by exploring delicious low-sodium alternatives and how they can safeguard balance while still satisfying the palate? Instead of automatically reaching for the salt shaker, consider exploring a world of herbs, spices, and acidic ingredients to awaken your palate. Fresh herbs like rosemary, thyme, or oregano can infuse your roasted vegetables and meats with rich, savory depth, without a single grain of salt. Garlic and onion powder offer that comforting umami flavor, making meals satisfying and flavorful. Want a burst of brightness? A splash of lemon or lime juice can lift an entire dish, offering a zesty tang that mirrors salt's effect without the side effects. When it comes to soup, think twice before grabbing a can. Store-bought soups often hide between 700 to 1,000 milligrams of sodium per serving, far more than you might expect. A smarter and more balance-friendly approach is to prepare your own soups at home using low-sodium or no-sodium broth as a base. From there, toss in nutrient-packed vegetables like carrots, celery, zucchini, and kale. To add flavor without risk, try seasoning with cumin, parsley, bay leaves, or smoked paprika. The result? A warm, nourishing bowl that supports not only your taste buds, but your stability and circulatory health as well. Dining out doesn't have to derail your progress. Simply request that sauces and dressings be served on the side. Many restaurant meals come pre-seasoned with salt-heavy blends that aren't always obvious on the plate. This small step allows you to manage your sodium intake without sacrificing flavor or enjoyment. Let's look at a real-life example of a smart, low-sodium meal. Imagine a roasted vegetable soup made from tender zucchini, sweet bell peppers, and golden sweet potatoes, drizzled with olive oil, sprinkled with black pepper and paprika, then blended with low-sodium vegetable broth, and finished with fresh parsley. This dish isn't just comforting, it actively supports your body's natural balance systems by reducing fluid retention and promoting healthy circulation. Now for an action step. Go to your pantry or freezer and grab one packaged item you eat regularly. Maybe it's a box of crackers, a can of soup, or a frozen entree. Check the nutrition label. Focus on the sodium content per serving. Most adults should aim for no more than 2,300 milligrams a day. And if you're over 50 or managing high blood pressure, the target drops to 1,500. If that item has more than 20% of your daily value, around 460 milligrams per serving, consider swapping it for a lower sodium option. These simple changes don't just reduce numbers on a label. They help you reclaim your balance, protect your heart, and walk more confidently into every day. Would you like to explore the next food culprit that might be silently stealing your stability? A better sodium alternative? Swap out high-sodium crackers for a handful of unsalted almonds or crisp slices of cucumber. These offer that satisfying crunch without the salt overload that undermines your balance. And if you've stayed with me this far and found the information helpful, please take a second to comment the number 2 below. It lets me know you're still engaged and walking this wellness journey with me. Thank you for spending your valuable time here. Now, let's move on to food number 4, trans fats. These sneaky, harmful fats hide in plain sight. especially in items we often turn to for convenience or comfort. Think fried foods, margarine, packaged pastries, and common snacks like donuts, cookies, and microwave popcorn. They may seem harmless on the surface, but trans fats can quietly sabotage your health from the inside out. Often labeled as partially hydrogenated oils on food packaging, trans fats are artificially produced by adding hydrogen to vegetable oils, making them solid at room temperature and extending the shelf life of processed foods. But what they add in shelf stability, they take away in physical stability. These fats interfere with multiple systems in your body, especially those crucial for balance: your muscles, nerves, and heart. One of the most dangerous aspects of trans fats is their ability to ignite inflammation throughout the body. This is especially concerning when that inflammation affects the nervous system. When inflammation disrupts the smooth transmission of nerve signals, your brain's ability to make quick adjustments to posture or movement becomes sluggish. Picture this. You step on an uneven sidewalk or slippery floor. In a healthy body, your brain instantly receives feedback from your nerves and cues your muscles to stabilize you. But when trans fat-induced inflammation slows this response, a stumble becomes far more likely and potentially dangerous. In fact, a 2022 study published in Nutritional Neuroscience emphasized this risk. Researchers found that older adults with diets high in trans fats were significantly more likely to report coordination problems and experienced a higher frequency of falls than their peers who consumed fewer trans fats. The study confirmed what many health professionals have long suspected. Trans fats don't just harm the heart, they also erode your ability to move safely and confidently through the world. Would you have ever guessed that something as small as a microwave snack could quietly chip away at your body's ability to stay balanced? It's time we take a closer look at how to phase these foods out of our diets and what to eat instead to protect our independence and mobility. In a recent study, researchers found that seniors whose diets contained more than 2% of their daily calories from trans fats had a 35% higher risk of balance-related falls compared to those who consumed very little. That's a staggering number, and the explanation is both clear and troubling. The study linked this increased risk to two major factors: inflammation in the nervous system and weakened muscle performance. But it doesn't stop there. Trans fats interfere directly with protein synthesis, your body's natural process for building and repairing muscle. This disruption accelerates sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. Without strong, responsive muscles in your legs, hips, and core, maintaining stability becomes a daily challenge. Have you ever tried to recover from a stumble, only to realize your legs don't have the same resilience they once did? That's the hidden cost of poor dietary fat choices. Worse still, trans fats don't just weaken muscles, they harm your circulation too. By raising levels of LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol, and lowering HDL, the good kind, these fats contribute to clogged arteries. The result? Reduced blood flow to your muscles and nerves. When your body can't deliver enough oxygen and nutrients to those systems, both strength and nerve signaling start to decline. Every delayed reaction, every moment of unsteadiness, becomes a risk. And let's not forget the brain. Trans fats promote systemic inflammation and restrict blood flow to the brain, leading to slower thinking, cloudy focus, and delayed responses. That's a dangerous combination when you're stepping off a curb, walking in dim lighting, or reacting to a slippery floor. Just look at Maria, one of my 68-year-old patients. For years, she began her mornings with a donut and coffee from her neighborhood cafe, a comforting ritual. But gradually, she noticed that her legs felt heavy during her evening walks. Balance issues became more frequent. She couldn't turn quickly or handle uneven ground without feeling unsteady. After a careful review of her habits, we pinpointed the culprit: trans fats. By eliminating these harmful foods and replacing her daily donut with a fiber-rich breakfast made from whole grains, fruit, and a handful of walnuts, Maria began to feel a real difference. Her steps grew more confident, and the fog in her head started to lift. It's a powerful reminder that what we eat each morning can shape how we walk through the day. And for seniors, that choice could mean the difference between a confident stride and a dangerous fall. Maria noticed the change sooner than she expected. Just weeks after cutting trans fats from her breakfast routine, she felt lighter, stronger, and noticeably more stable in her movements. It wasn't a miracle. It was biology responding to better nutrition. Her journey proves that small, intentional changes can yield powerful results, especially when it comes to balance and independence in later years. So, what's the fix? The most effective strategy is to replace trans fats with healthy fats sourced from whole, nutrient-rich foods. These include avocados, nuts, seeds, and extra virgin olive oil. Ingredients that not only nourish your body, but actively fight the inflammation that disrupts nerve function and weakens muscles. Unlike processed fats, these healthy fats are rich in omega-3 fatty acids and monounsaturated fats, both of which are known to enhance neural communication, reduce joint and nerve inflammation, and support the muscle tissue essential for stable movement. For a nourishing breakfast, consider a slice of whole grain toast, topped with creamy mashed avocado, sprinkled with chia seeds, and finished with a pinch of black pepper. This combination fuels your body with healthy fats, protein, and fiber, all crucial for maintaining balance and energy throughout the day. Need a snack that supports steadiness? Ditch the cookies and chips and go for a small handful of almonds, walnuts, or pumpkin seeds. These nutrient-dense choices are loaded with magnesium and omega-3s, which are vital for muscle coordination and nerve integrity. When it comes to cooking, trade out margarine or shortening for extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil. Not only do these oils add flavor and depth to meals, but they also deliver antioxidants that protect your heart and improve blood flow to the muscles and nerves that keep you upright and steady. One simple, satisfying snack option is apple slices paired with a spoonful of natural almond butter. Just be sure it contains no added oils or sugars. This combination offers a perfect blend of healthy fats, fiber, and natural sweetness that energizes the body without causing blood sugar spikes or inflammation. Action step. Take 5 minutes today to scan your pantry and fridge. Look closely at labels and identify any items that list partially hydrogenated oils, the telltale sign of hidden trans fats. You might be surprised where they show up. Packaged baked goods, frozen meals, coffee creamers, or microwave popcorn. Replace even one of these with a whole food alternative, and you've taken a meaningful step toward protecting your balance, brain, and body. One quick look at your pantry or freezer might reveal more than you expect. Packaged foods like certain frozen pizzas or baked items often hide dangerous trans fats behind pleasant flavors. A simple yet impactful change? Replace that margarine tub with a bottle of extra virgin olive oil for your cooking or baking needs. Or, instead of reaching for a trans fat-laden snack, keep a jar of natural almond or peanut butter handy. Perfect for spreading on fresh fruit or whole grain crackers. With each bite, you're not just snacking, you're supporting your balance and long-term health. Now let's turn to the fifth hidden culprit: alcohol. Whether it's a glass of wine with dinner or a cold beer during the game, alcohol often feels like a well-earned way to relax. But for older adults, even small amounts can have outsized consequences. Alcohol interferes with the brain's cerebellum, the part responsible for coordinating movement. At the same time, it disrupts signals coming from your eyes, inner ears, and muscles, all essential for keeping you steady. The result? Disorientation that increases your risk of stumbling or falling, sometimes when you least expect it. And there's more to consider. Alcohol acts as a diuretic, which means it pushes your body to lose fluid. This leads to dehydration, reducing blood volume and oxygen delivery to your brain and muscles. That's why a dizzy spell or lightheaded moment often follows a drink, especially when standing up quickly. As we age, our metabolism slows, meaning a single drink can stay in the system much longer. compounding its effects. What might feel like a harmless nightcap can silently increase your fall risk for hours. The statistics are sobering. According to the CDC, nearly 20% of emergency room visits among older adults due to falls are alcohol-related. Many of these result in serious injuries like fractures or head trauma. But it's not just the physical instability. Alcohol also interferes with deep, restorative sleep, which your body and brain depend on for muscle repair, nerve function, and mental clarity. A restless night after a few drinks might seem harmless, but over time, this sleep disruption quietly chips away at your ability to stay balanced. Let me share a real story. Robert, a 77-year-old retiree, had a nightly ritual, a small glass of scotch before bed. Over time, he began experiencing more frequent tripping episodes, especially during his evening walk around the block. It wasn't until he reduced his alcohol intake that he noticed an improvement in his steadiness and sleep quality. His story is a reminder that sometimes the smallest habits, when re-evaluated, can bring the biggest changes. In the soft glow of evening light, Robert made a simple shift from his usual nightcap to a calming cup of herbal tea. Within weeks, something remarkable happened. His steps grew more stable, his confidence returned, and the fog that had lingered began to lift. Replacing alcohol doesn't mean giving up enjoyment. Instead, it opens the door to better nourishment, both for the body and mind. Try a soothing mug of chamomile tea to promote deep, restorative sleep, or sip on sparkling water with a splash of fresh citrus for a festive, refreshing drink. Craving something a little more playful? A virgin mojito with mint and lime delivers flavor and elegance, without the hidden risk. Make it a personal challenge. Go alcohol-free for a week. As you do, jot down the changes you observe in your clarity, balance, and overall vitality. You may be surprised by how quickly your body thanks you, because these changes aren't just about removing a drink, they're about what you're giving yourself in return. Resilience, steadiness, and strength. And as you nourish your body, add in small, powerful balance habits. Try standing on one foot while brushing your teeth. Walk barefoot in the grass, letting your feet awaken to the ground beneath them. These gentle practices activate proprioception, your body's sense of space and movement, making it easier to catch yourself, correct your posture, and prevent a fall before it happens. By stepping away from alcohol and stepping into these daily practices, you're not just making healthier choices, you're laying down the foundation for a more independent future. Imagine walking through a bustling farmer's market without hesitation, or joining your grandchildren on the dance floor without second-guessing your footing. It all begins with small steps. And here we are. What a journey we've shared today. From the hidden dangers of sugary snacks to the underestimated risks of trans fats and alcohol, you've learned how everyday foods can quietly undermine your balance. But more importantly, you now have the tools to reclaim it. With awareness, action, and a little consistency, you can walk with more confidence than ever before. Balance is more than just staying on your feet. It's about moving through life with confidence. It's about waking up in the morning without fear of falling, reaching for a hug from a grandchild without hesitation, and walking into each day with strength, purpose, and joy. I'm continually moved by stories like Evelyn's, who found the courage to dance at her granddaughter's wedding after years of avoiding the dance floor, and Tom, who began with small, deliberate changes and eventually regained the steady stride he thought he had lost forever. Now, it's your turn. What's one thing from today's video that struck a chord with you? Was it the idea of cutting back on salty snacks to support your inner ear? Or perhaps it was practicing a simple balance move like standing on one foot while brushing your teeth. Even the smallest shift can lead to meaningful change. I'd truly love to hear from you. Take a moment and share one takeaway from this video in the comments below, something you plan to put into action in your own life. Your insight might just be the spark someone else needs to start their journey toward better balance and greater independence. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world and helps us continue sharing these practical, life-improving health tips with the community. Thank you for spending your valuable time with me today. Until next time, take care of yourself. Wishing you strength, peace, and vibrant health. And don't forget to subscribe to Healthy Aging Blueprint.